Hi there, if you live in a massive, cold, drafty Victorian house, here is the easy way to fix double glazing. This is a 2 metre, well over 6 foot tall window, and we've had it draft proof, but it still releases a lot of heat. So I'm going to show you very quickly how to fix it. Already, I've put Velcro all the way around the outside. Can I get a little closer look at that? That is 25 centimetre, 1 inch Velcro running all the way around the frame, okay? And the further you get away from the window, the more air you will trap. And that's the key to insulation. So yeah, so I've put my Velcro all the way around. You see I've cheated over this corner here. Gonna be fine. So over here, I've laid out my clear PVC. And this comes in at £3.50 a metre from my local fabric shop. And here I've already used set square and a long rule and a chalk pencil, or a chalk marker, to mark myself a nice flat edge on here. And this bit's super easy. Just get yourself a decent pair of dressmaking scissors. I'm just going to ride it. There we go. You'll find you hit a sweet spot sooner or later on the scissors, and you'll be able to ride them along for a while. The good thing is that it's easy to keep an eye on where you are, as long as you use pink chalk marker. Really good for it. Okay, so I've cut a decent flat edge on there, and I've measured my window. So I've got just enough living room floor to mark this out. Since I've got my tape at 190, got a fairly even edge. Gonna hit here. And then, the thing to know is that this isn't rocket science. You don't need millimetre precision. Well, millimetre would be good, eh? Remeasure this end. It's not rocket science, but it's still worth measuring everything twice. Oh, pretty good. Try that again. Right. Now I'm going to take my square, got my long rule. I'm going to join up as much as I can with a long rule. see where that's going. And here is, with your square, you can just, it's a matter of just touching the edge. Then holding your square. Now, I've got my right angle. Got a good idea where I'm supposed to end up. And I'm actually pretty happy with the measurement. That's 2 ends that are very nicely met up. Got my black scissors, which will right happily through our cut here. So as long as you keep the tip in the pink, keep the tip in the pink. Don't get overconfident halfway, because that's when things will start to kink up. Keep the tip in the pink. You can see where you're going. Keep the foot on one side. And now we cut 190. You're going to end up with a new line on the outside, because our window is slightly narrower. What I'm going to do is attach the top end, attach the left hand side, your right, and then I'll do the rest. But the way we attach it is by first putting on the other half of the Velcro, because there's 2 halves to the Velcro. You've got your hook, which is the scratchy side, and you've got your loop. Maybe you can see them, I don't know. Sometimes what's the light is like. Hook, you can hear. There's the scratchy side, loop, there's the soft side. Velcro is good for 2 reasons. 1, you've got wiggle room. So if anything's slightly off, you can wiggle it a bit. 2, it breathes. Okay? It's really important not to have an airtight seal. An airtight seal will just lead to condensation and then some mold. And it will rot your window frames, it will rot everything. So, and of course, I'm using what we call stick and stick. This is because it's got a sticky back to it. Doesn't need to be super sticky. If you want to leave it on year, staple it. You could use, I've used screws and washers to hold it on before. It can be a bit ugly. The alternative is just to pull it off for the summer and take the Velcro with it. Then you can, if you want to reuse it again, you can stick, the whole thing comes off, you can staple it. If you do pull it off, the paint's going to come with it. This isn't a big deal, just sand and paint. Touch it up. Could probably do with the paint anyway. With a sheet this size, I would advise 2 people doing this. And possibly editing embarrassing bits out of the video. You know, it's a big window, this. If I'd shown you the bathroom, that was a lot quicker, a lot easier. Here's my 190 centimetres. There's a bit of dust on it. You know what's going to make it easier? If I mark the middle on both things, because really you want to start in the middle. And really you want to have someone holding this A-frame ladder from the side. It's not a big one. Right, here's the middle. So this is 128. So we mark at 64. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to measure from the leading edge. I'm going to have a lead corner. I'm going to point to 67. So from my lead corner on the vinyl, here, lead corner, going to write 57. What I've marked up here is 67 centimetres. From the top left corner. So now it's going to pop up there. And I'm going to start with that. So first we take off, strip here, and bung on our midpoint. Okay. Now luckily, there you go, left, done. I'm going to move the ladder slightly to get me where I need to be. Very cautious ladder person. Especially when I've got such a reddish ladder. There are better ladders. Right. Gonna get the top and then match the rest of it. And this is looking pretty nice. Now that I've done the top, I'm nice and tight along the bottom. Nice and tight there. So I'm going to do the bottom now. Well, I'm not. And you'll notice right away I can really feel the cold coming through this now. So it's got the stretch. I want to cut this very short. Not that worried. That's our stretch top to bottom. And then we go from the top down. flat, you can put more on it flat. I know I said I wasn't going on the top of this ladder, it's just for a second. And again, don't super stretch it, it's all about keeping the air in. This isn't rocket science, this isn't millimetre precision. You will notice that's better. You'll notice that I've actually cut this the wrong length, to be honest. Should have erred on the wrong side. It's not a big deal. This is a quick DIY job, okay? It's not rocket science, it's not perfection. But we have got beginnings of a seal here. Got a bit of a baggery here, which I think is easy enough to fix. And you know I'm going to fix the corner? It's not prime. It's a beautiful thing. It is. Remember, it's not an airtight. Don't be fooled, it's not an airtight seal. It's just to stop the air moving. It stops the motion of air. Within here, I've got a nice bag there. Right. No, you can get back over there again if you want. But within here, you've got loads of dead air. Dead air and the Velcro. So you've got the ideal insulation. Dead air, not moving, very hard for heat to transmit. And crucially also the Velcro gives you a bit of wiggle room once it's settled down. And if I go behind and staple the underside, then you can really shift it around and stretch it out. This is going to be okay, man. It's going to be fine. And then, got a last little touch. Oh look, oh, God. Now this is the only sort of serious craft technique to the whole thing, is learning to ride your scissors. Because hacking your way up is no end of work. And here, and this is easy to do because the riding scissors definitely won't cut through the Velcro. Oh, that's interesting. So I could pull this and tighten it up. There's little bits of stuff I could do, but to be honest, this is all about the next couple of months. This whole setup, 2 meters of that, and I have used what, for, how wide was it, 120? So call that 2.5. I've used maybe 6.5 meters of the Velcro. It was a tenner for, I think if you dug around you get a tenner for 25 meters, but I think it was a tenner for 12 or 15 meters. So I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. I'd say that this cost 12 quid plus labour. £12. So you can see that this is really quite transparent. In fact, that's the condensation on the window. Well, do it on the window rather than anything else. It's nigh on invisible, and I can tell you right away that it makes a big difference straight off the bat. Not just, I mean, the things you've got to think about it not just in terms of stopping the cold coming in, it's stopping heat getting out. It's just as important. So that you won't feel it happening, but again, here we have Nicky's £12 double glazing. And yeah, so that's my £12 double glazing. Oh shit. So yeah, that's my £12 double glazing panel for as big a window as you're going to get. That is 140 wide by 180 tall. So what, that's 6 foot by 140 divided by 30, 4 foot 20, 4 foot 8. So that's a 6 foot by 4 foot 8 window, done for 12 quid. You can imagine it's going to be a lot cheaper. for smaller windows, and it's a lot about shopping for the Velcro. That Velcro, people will charge you a fortune for it. Don't pay it. Yeah, I would get them down to, the big broad fancy stuff, I pay 17 quid for 25 meters, but I would expect to pay £7 a roll for 25 meters of the 1-inch stuff. And if you're lucky, you can get them for less. I did buy 25 meters for a tenner, but it came as 2 sets of hooks. That was a bit disappointing. But yeah, I hope you like it, and please use it, and let elderly people know that are living in these kind of older houses right now. This is a fast job. Okay, it's in and lickety split. It's in, and it doesn't need to be beautiful. It just needs to get done. All right, take care.